everyone, and welcome to another episode of Court of Corvids. My name is Jake, and it is the best time of year because the sun takes a little bit more effort to burn through the clouds in the morning here in California before it is a sweltering 90 degrees. But in the mornings, it's a nice hazy morning out here, which I love. I don't know if anyone else has that love relationship with the darkness. Krug's face.
It's not what I was expecting to hear, but it's true.
So there was a side note. There's an old sketch comedy show called Kids in the Hall. I don't know if any of you have heard of it. It is. I grew up watching it. There's a character where he's like basically he worships Satan, and he's got this occult show, and it's funny because he'll just be like, yes. And he'll like mention like the most very slight annoyance, like I will fill up my water cup with soda because I'm evil. Like that is the character I always kind of like imagine myself of like doing small and consistent, but I'm evil because of it. Anyways, I don't know why I'm on this tangent. Let's go around this table. Jonas and William, take me away from my.
Can you introduce us more evenly, please? Evilly.
Jonas and William.
That's pretty good, thank you. My name is Jonas, they, them, and I'm playing Robin the Storm Druid, she, her.
I'm William, they, them, and I'm playing Remy Ashwillow, the Goblin Fighter, also they, them. Jonas and I are also in a band.
We all sounded evil.
Jonas.
You're the most.
Jonas and I are also in a band together called Glass Beach, and you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Glass Beach Band.
Glass Beach Evil Band.
Yeah, glassbeach.band. We have a Patreon. We have our own Twitch channel. Both of those are /Glass Beach Band. Just check that stuff out. You can find us on all streaming platforms. The first Glass Beach album. It's a lot of fun. I also do 2 other shows for QueueTimes. One is Hijinks and Handlebars. We're currently on a hiatus, but we'll be back. It was Kids on Bikes and then became Dungeon World. It will eventually become Kids on Brooms and then back to Kids on Bikes again at some point. But all of those are on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel. It's a backlist of all of that. And then the second one that I do is called Killer Set.
I just changed our name to Evil Glass Beach.
It's called Killer Set, and that is a Monster of the Week campaign where I take real-life musicians and I have them play fake musicians who have to fight monsters and solve mysteries in order to play their sets. The first one we did was with Pink Shift, and we just had our second one, which was with Bad Moves. And it was really fun, and it was great. And that'll be out on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel as well. The Pink Shift one already is. It's in a playlist called Killer Set. And Bad Moves shall be joining it soon. It's a lot of fun. It's very cool. If you're interested in indie music, in the indie music scene, and you want to see your favorite artists play tabletop role-playing games, it's a cool thing to check out.
And I would say, I mean, you guys correct me if I'm wrong or not, but if you want to see Jonas run a band through Killer Set, you should definitely hit that band up and say, hey, why haven't you done Killer Set yet? And then tag William.
Everyone knows he meant William.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
What did I say?
You said Jonas. Which, hey, if you want to see Jonas run a band through Killer Set, we're gonna have to talk about what to do with William, but my DMs are open, I believe, so we can scheme.
I'm sorry, William.
I'll just put you in a bag for it.
It's okay. It's okay.
What kind of bag would you?
But yes, I think you should tag William on social media and that band and tell that band that they demand why they haven't been on Killer Set yet.
I also just want to last thing say I agree with Laura. Handlebars on high 8 rooms. I just want to state my agreement with that.
Krug, go for it.
Wait, I like Killer Brooms on Dungeon Beach. That's
really good too. There's a lot of good suggestions in there, and they're all canonical.
My name is Krug.
You sound like Strong Bad.
Trogdor was a man. No, okay. So, my name's Krug. You can find me on Discord. Wait, this isn't the outro. Go to our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/QueueTimesMain. On Monday, tomorrow day, we're going to be releasing the first archetype video. It's the Acrobat. Was that what it was?
The acrobat.
I've been editing
edited
it. I should know. I think it's the acrobat. I can't remember. I'm having the biggest brain fart. But more importantly than that, you should vote. Do the voting. I know that not all of you are in the United States, and I'm talking about the United States, and I know not all of you want us to talk about political things in our content, but we're going to. And then I know that not all of you, maybe some of you aren't even of the correct age to vote in the United States. But if you are, do it. That's the end of that. Just do the thing. Do the voting.
All right, Moss, since everyone is doing the opposite of themselves, can you be evil, or I'm sorry, good Moss?
Be Angel Moss.
Angelic
Hi,
Moss.
my name is Mo.
No, not
just Fern.
Guys. It's just Fern.
Fern's
That
more
was a
evil.
Disney princess. No, Fern is more like, hi,
Don't do it.
actually, no, you kind of ruined my thunder here because I wanted to do an evil anime villain laugh, so I'm still going to do it.
Okay, all right, go for it. I want to hear it.
I'm Molly McIsaac.
It only
pretty good.
blew out your
For
mic.
trouble.
It only blew out your mic a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm Molly McIsaac. I play Moss the Magnificent. We are both she, her. You can find me across the internet at Molly McIsaac, except here on Twitch, where I am called Night Glimmer. And I've been streaming a lot more lately because I spend all of my time playing video games, so I might as well stream it, right? Actually, tonight after this stream, I will be streaming Final Fantasy XIV, which is how I spend most of my time, so you should join me if you want to watch me heal people in dungeons. Okay, that's all. Oh, and
Nice.
also, yes, vote, please. Vote.
And before we get into the show, I would like to send a special thank you out to our Callendale server, Choto, who sent me a gift card for some wonderful coffee, and I got this great coffee mug. It says Goblin Gulp on it. I'm afraid to move my finger and accidentally drop this full cup of coffee on my keyboard, so I'm going to be very gentle. I also got some cool coffee, which is Caden's Cup, which I thought was very funny, and Goblin Gulp, which was
That's
So-
adorable.
yeah.
Every time I see an illustration of a goblin, and it with like lower detail because of like a camera or whatever, it just reminds me that Yoda is just a goblin with the force. Like design-wise, he's just a goblin.
Yeah, no. You know, the only difference is that this goblin wears glasses,
Sure.
versus Yoda does not wear glasses.
Maybe he did it in high school though.
Yoda's a
Maybe.
goblin magus in the future with a lightsaber.
Except for like after the Mangus has been improved, right?
Also,
Right.
actually, Star Wars is not set in the future. It's set a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
yeah.
But that's from the perspective of a future, right? So like it's the
Interesting.
story is being told in the very, very, very distant future. And that's my head.
That's a fun. I'm not sure that I don't agree yet, but I might just need some time with it. I always assumed that we were the future, but maybe that's just self-centered.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, no,
To presume that they're breaking the fourth wall there is absolutely ridiculous.
Krug, you screwed yourself over. Now the audience is asking for a Yoda build for
100%.
Game
I'll
my
do a
God.
Yoda build. Let's go. I already
Wait,
have
are
a
you
build.
gonna do puppet Yoda build or are you gonna do CG Yoda build?
That's true. They're different.
They're different. One does
Oh.
gymnastics. The other one does more mind wisdom stuff.
I think
Warrior
it's gonna
Yoda
be
or
the
Sage
gymnastics
Yoda?
one. I think it's
Yeah.
gymnastics Yoda. I think it's light force, heavy lightsaber mastery Yoda.
Mhm.
You
You
know?
should do like Yoda, Mace Windu, and like freaking Darth Maul, like all of them. Like
Just every time Tulak the Barbarian does a D&D build, do the same thing in Pathfinder 2.
Just like a
Same
Star Wars
character.
build bundle. Okay. hold
Yeah.
on.
Oh yeah.
a
should
Star
start-
Wars build bundle.
Instead of talking about builds, can we play a role playing game instead? Because I really want to play Pathfinder right now.
All right, cool. Roll me a fort save.
Oh shit.
I'm just kidding.
Let's go back to builds.
You're not going to believe this. 12. Why would you not believe it?
All right, so as we left off, because I feel like there needs to be just a slight little reminder of what everything had happened. You all had met up with a lovely family, and then the lovely family, you had dinner with them. They invited you to a party to their house the next day. Moss has found out that there is connections to her family, but the only people to ask are these witches that are in the bogs of the forest that is surrounding the city. And you all had gone back for the night, and before resting and going to sleep, you heard crying, and you all followed the sound of crying, discovered the lady of the house was crying. You stayed back, and then when she came through the door, you all said, hello, how are you, whatever, and you pretended to not have watched her cry for a few minutes, and then you all decided to invade her privacy and go into her room and then open up a cabinet and look at what she was crying over, and it looks like a painting of a young lady.
I do want to point out that Krug explicitly said that he was not going in the room and he was going back to his own room, even though you must have missed it and then like had him be the one that found the painting. But if we want to just like make sure that it's clear that your misguided chastising of an invasion of privacy should only really be centered on the Molly, myself, and Jemison.
It's true. Also, listen, clearly there are secrets, so we can do whatever we want. That's just hero work, baby.
Also, it's not invasion of privacy. I'm a detective, and
It's true.
and warrants haven't been invented yet. So
don't give detectives that power.
Did you say courts haven't been invented yet?
warrants.
Oh, warrants. I was going to say we know at least one court for sure.
Court of what?
Those bad guys that we're after. They seem like
a court of Hidden Valley Ranch. Is that what it is?
Oh, I got a quart of water if anybody's thirsty.
A quart of water.
Krug, you're right. We should play Pathfinder.
I also want to point out one other thing about the last session was I didn't lie to her. I didn't say, "Oh, we weren't watching you." I was like, "Oh, hey, we fucking noticed that you were crying. What's up?" Like, I wasn't trying to lie. That's just, anyways.
So I currently have the puppies in the room right now, and
Right.
one of them is currently snoring so loudly that I would be thoroughly surprised if you didn't hear.
I can't hear.
I don't.
I can't.
Wait,
I
everyone
can't
quiet?
hear it. Wait, everyone quiet.
Nope.
No, hold on.
That was a good bit, Krug. That was good.
Thanks.
Wait, I have a puppy in the room with me too. Look at this one. Look
Yeah,
at
and
it.
so do we.
Yeah,
I
look, it's
want to
so
play
small.
Pathfinder.
Okay, so that's where we had left off. What would you all like to do? I imagine it's still that night. We kind of left off. So why don't we start from there?
Well, in the retcon, I'll say that I was the one who had the painting in my hand. I'll put the painting back where it was. I'm gonna leave that room. I want to go find Krug, who went back to his own room, and just tell him that the thing that she was crying about was a painting of a young lady.
So you went into her room? Or did she give you the painting? I'm confused.
No, I went into her room. Are you serious? I am a detective. I saw a clue I needed to detect.
But I mean, I don't. Is there a way for me to maybe like society? Is there a law against this?
You can society, absolutely. Or
I am above the law.
I rolled a 19. Oh my goodness. 21. My society is a 2.
It's if Remy got caught, it would be bad. Yeah.
Okay. Remy, I don't think it matters if you call yourself a detective. You can't just
Call myself a detective. Ye of little faith. I am a detective. I went to detective school and everything.
Did you now?
No, of course I'm lying. But
Of
look at
course
how
you're
good I am at
lying.
lying.
Aren't
I
you
would
like
like to.
3 years old or something? How would you?
I am
time to go to
13. You're missing 10
right.
years. I will be
Whatever.
dead in probably another 13 if I don't die
That's
from
what I'm saying.
something else first.
Oh, that's
After
good. Don't say that.
After Remy goes upstairs to find Krug, I want to do either a perception check or maybe survival to like see if we've left traces of us being in here and cover those. Like make sure everything's in its right place and that there aren't like goblin footprints on the ground or something.
We did come in from the rain, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, just make sure that doesn't look like we were in here invading her privacy. We don't want to.
Yeah. Roll me a perception.
Upset.
Or roll me a perception.
Perception. That is 25 total.
I'm still in there with Robin.
Cool.
You look around and you definitely notice that there's dirt on the floor and stuff like that, probably from Remy's grubby feet being in the mud. And it's pretty easy for you to clean up or hide clear evidence at least.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'll spend a couple minutes with that. Maybe ask Moss to help me too. Moss, listen, I know how much you hate the dirt, but maybe you help me get rid of some. Bless you, by the way. You've got some glitter coming out of your nose.
Oh yes, that does tend to happen. It just gets everywhere, and sometimes it tickles the hairs inside.
Yeah.
Um,
Pretty though.
I'm sorry. What was your question?
Just if you could just quietly, just while we're getting out of here, just help me kind of do like a little foot shuffle. You see Remy's feet on the floor there. Just kind
I
of
do.
just kind of
Yes,
cover
yes.
them a touch, maybe.
Oh, of course. Who do you think that she was?
Oh, well, okay. If you want my suspicion, we know that a young couple was married, and clearly, these kind folk who've taken us in know more than they're letting on about it. I mean, my guess is maybe one of the spouses, one of the weddingers. It's been so long, I forget what we call ourselves, but might be their kid, maybe their
Really?
daughter. It's possible.
That is true. That is possible indeed.
As that description is happening down there, upstairs, I'm going like, yeah. So I think it was just like a drawing, a painting she did for fun. I don't think it means anything. She seems like a really good painter, honestly. I mean, if I painted something that good, I would probably cry over it as well.
I mean, okay, Remy, I'm going to ask you a serious question, and I want you to think about it long and hard before you answer it. And I want you to know that no matter how you answer this question, that we're still really great friends and that I still think you're really strong. All right?
Uh-huh.
Is it possible that everything you're telling me right now is completely incorrect?
No.
Fair enough. All right, cool.
But there's clearly something going on. I mean, it's not nothing. I can tell you that much.
I concur.
Yeah.
I think that the couple who inhabited that caravan, I think they might be dead.
That's my fear. We need more information either way. We should start heading back up. But just to put this out on the table, it's possible as well that maybe the girl in the picture was I forget her name, who's taken us in, but Vanya. Yeah,
wait,
no.
Ravna?
Ravna? It's not Vanya.
Tanya is Bruno's wife.
Oh, Tanya. Okay.
Ravna is Dr. Ravna, the one.
Yeah. So Tanya, yeah.
Tanya.
It is possible that the girl in the picture is Tanya at a much younger time. I mean, like, listen, I've cried over my former self before. It happens.
Oh, like a mourning your youth sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, one direction or the other, right? It's either you miss who you were or you hate that you were them.
Oh, I've never felt remorse for anything I've ever done or been.
Yeah. Yeah, that
sounds right.
That sounds right. Of course, I wouldn't expect that from you. But I mean, me on the other hand, I mean, I abandoned my entire life on purpose. I hate who I was. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking more like her tonight, but I don't know. I mean, I can understand having negative feelings about the way you used to be.
I think that you are great at all times, Robin.
Well, thank you. We'll see where I go, I suppose.
I mean, on that topic, can I confide something in you? Friend to friend. I mean, friends confide in each other, correct?
They do, of course, yeah.
These witches.
Right. Yes.
So I have a source, and I would prefer if you didn't ask what source, but I have family. I have family that I don't know, and a sister actually, and my source, my mysterious source that you shouldn't ask about. They told me that the witches might know about my sister, and so while I think that it's beneficial for us to go there, just because information is power. There's also a very selfish reason for me to go, and I've just been feeling terrible keeping this from all of you, but I also don't know how to properly express the importance of this, because I'm also unsure of the importance of it to me, because I don't know if I want to know my sister. I mean, I don't need competition. If she looks anything like me or has any amount of my talent, I don't think that I want her around,
Moss, she could seem to have all the same talents and attributes that you have, but she'll never be you. I mean, that's you. That's your thing. You don't need to be threatened by her. She won't be competition. You're a princess.
Yes, but I mean,
I suppose she would be
so
too.
Yes.
Right, but Moss, I mean, the worst thing I think you're likely to find in a sister is an equal. And maybe you can learn to accept that.
Robin, there's something else. And I I hate to ask you to keep a secret, but I'm going to have to ask you to keep a secret right now.
I can do that, of course.
Robin, my sister is not like me. She has horns and she's a tiefling.
Oh, okay, sure.
And
Does that mean do you have demon blood? I guess that tracks with your magic, huh?
apparently, yes. I mean, it's eye-opening to me. I suppose I've never really thought of it either, but yes, it has been a certain revelation that has been weighing heavily upon me, and honestly, it feels quite good to say it out loud.
Yeah, of course. And Moss, your secret is absolutely safe with me. Listen, I agree with you. I think it is very important. I mean, for us that we talk to the witches, because if there are witches in the swamp, they probably know something we could all use. But you do need to talk to them if there's a chance they know anything about your sister. I mean, it sounds like you've been given a lot more questions than answers, and I know what a torture that can be.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for understanding, Robin. I knew that it would be good to tell you this, and I just, I want to know who she is, where she is, why she is, and why she hasn't sought me out, and if she's even still alive.
Yeah. Well, listen, do you feel like waiting the night to head to the swamp?
Well,
or do you
yes,
need to go now? Okay.
No. I mean, I did have quite a bit of wine at dinner, so
Sure,
I think,
maybe not the best.
yes, and I want you to be refreshed so that you can have a nice soak in the bog, because I know that you are very excited to
It's
get.
been a while since I've had a good bog bath, that's true.
Just to show me that it's not going to be as disgusting as it sounds, the bog.
Okay, is it alright if I lie to you a little?
Yes, please.
It'll be fine. You'll love it. It's not that bad, and it's in fact partially clean, most likely.
Thank you. I will delve deep into my trunks and find my highest boots.
That would be a good idea. Highest boots, and maybe your worst pants.
Or just perhaps no pants.
We'll see what you've got.
Out of character, am I remembering correctly that all of us know that Moss has a sister and that that's like information that she has, but we don't know about the demon stuff?
I believe so.
Yeah, I remember us having a conversation about that before.
I think the group knowledge is just I have a sister and I'm royalty and I don't really want to talk about it too much yet.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Also, I think throughout the end of that conversation, if that wasn't clear, I think we were heading back upstairs.
Yes.
At around the point when I was saying we should head upstairs, and then I started talking. I think that's probably about when we'd meet up with the other two.
Yeah. So when you come in, Remy's like, and that is why they are burning the bodies, because they are zombos, but they weren't zombos, but they were zombos.
And Krug is just rubbing his temple like.
No, Krug, they're right. I know it's a lot to take in, but I think Remy's right. They're zombos, and that's why they're burning. Good thinking.
The investigator way, Detective Magnificent. I have cracked this case wide open. With the seeing of the painting. The painting is a painting.
It's true.
Of a person. Real? Fake? Nobody knows. No one can say. But if Tanya did in fact paint that painting, then that leads me to believe that Tanya also painted the painting inside of the mansion of Dr. Ravna. And then, because I don't know very many people who can paint. And actually, now that I've jokingly stumbled into this, can I roll to see if they were similar? Like painting styles?
Of which paintings?
The painting of the family at the castle.
Oh, sure.
Dr. Ravna, and then the painting of this young
roll
person.
me. It would be normally it'd be an investigation check. So roll me perception.
Cool. I'll do that. That's about right. People. I've seen the comments. I've seen the stuff in the Discord. I've seen the stuff in the chat here. People are really, really interested in me leveling into investigator. Probably not.
Yeah. It's because I think you probably need a higher intelligence score than you have, but maybe not.
My intelligence score is +1.
That's right. It is higher than.
It's higher than you would expect.
Yeah.
I think you have to have a 14.
I don't.
To go into investigator. So.
I'm at 12. I am like the minimum for getting +1 here. So anyway, as far as my perception, I rolled a 14.
A 14?
Total.
Yeah.
In fact, they are so similar. I am sure of it. Whoever painted this painting of the young lady is also the one who painted the family at Dr. Ravna's. And if my deduction is correct, that painting was made by Tanya, which means that Tanya is
friends with Dr. Ravna?
Is the friends with Dr. Ravna and has been painting for a long time. So open the case wide. Why does the wings of a dragon?
Yes, we've learned that Tanya is a painter. It helps.
Thank you.
This conversation goes on for about another 10-15 minutes before all of you kind of lose interest in the conversation because you realize it's going nowhere and it's exactly circular. And you all kind of part your ways and head to your separate rooms. Does anyone want to do anything specific in the night before waking up?
I think if I can spend a little bit of time, if Moss can pick out whatever her bog outfit is going to be and just maybe reinforce it a little bit, put some, I don't know. I'm thinking around the, parts that would be closest to the swamp, just put a covering around it that would catch. It wouldn't look gaudy, but would be able to come off when it gets covered with mud, just a terrible part. Because I don't think she has any bad clothing, so I just want to turn some into protected clothing.
So yeah, you roll me a crafting check.
Aye. That is a nat 20 plus 11, I think, plus 10, so 30.
All right, so yeah, you actually managed to go outside, and you go through, and you managed to find grease, like actual cooking grease, and you're like, well, if we cover this in grease, I know it sounds disgusting, but it will keep the life of the pleather or leather or whatever the item, but it will make it easier to clean once the mud will inevitably get on.
Very
so it can have the same look to it, but it won't in the long run won't affect the overall. You'll still have to clean it. I mean, got to clean things no matter what it is, but this will.
And she'll want to cover up the grease smell with some prestidigitation probably, but
obviously.
I mean, I figured you started with that.
Yeah.
Cool. So you all go to sleep for the night. You all wake up. Moss, you actually have difficulty sleeping throughout the night. Knowing the fact that you're about to get information about your sister has gotten you both anxious and excited throughout the night and has made it difficult for you to sleep. Weirdly enough, this morning is the first morning any of you see Moss awake before any of you. And Moss is completely dressed and is downstairs waiting for all of you with a nice cup of something. What are you drinking, Moss?
I'm drinking coffee with a dash of alcohol in it.
Gotta cut that edge somehow, right?
I gotta get the edge off.
So all of you walk down the stairs. Krug, you're probably the first one because you're here. You walk down the stairs and you see Moss holding a coffee cup. Just the sun hasn't even gotten up, Krug. You got up to do your meditations and you see.
Who are you?
Krug, you don't remember me?
I look outside to double check that there is no sun.
You can see that the sun is starting to crack through just slightly through the clouds. It's still cold and rainy, but you know it is pre 10 a.m. Moss.
What are you doing awake?
Oh, you know, I'm trying to make a change in my schedule.
This is a mimic. I agree with the chat.
Moss, normally I wouldn't prowl like this, but you have to understand that Why?
Oh, because
This is about the time when Remy and Robin start
Well,
to walk down the stairs,
I
and
was
you see
saying,
Krug
I'm
at the
probably
bottom.
coming in. Sorry, I'd be coming in from the front because I would have been up for the like sunrise coming, especially if it's drizzly out. But
like what I was saying is, it's like in the process of happening. Like
Yeah,
Moss
so
is up
I-
before anyone else.
yeah, okay, yeah. I like get set for when the sun starts to rise for my morning like focusing. So if the sun is currently rising, I'd be outside coming in. But
So yeah, you see Moss also. Everyone is now downstairs, basically seeing Moss awake and not like disheveled. Like Moss is there, has put together, drinking a cup of coffee. If you roll a perception high enough, you might smell the alcohol.
I think I want to roll to see if she has slept at all.
I want to roll sense motive to see if they're like. I don't think this is Moss. Where's my How's a 14?
And I have a 26.
26 on perception for the alcohol.
No, I want to see if she's slept at all. But I mean,
okay.
I guess I'd also probably smell alcohol. If it's,
No. So Krug, this is 100% Moss. You've got no reason to disbelieve that this is Moss. It's weird. It's weird behavior, but like,
all right.
Hey, Moss has been hanging around three people for the last like year and a half now that get up at the crack of noon or the crack of dawn, right? She gets up at the crack of noon.
Right.
At the crack of dawn, maybe she decided that she wants to start also getting up early, you know? You never know. People change.
In that case, I'm going to sit next to Moss and pat her on the back and be like, good for you, Moss.
And then Jonas, you go in and you can see that she has slept, but not nearly enough.
Cool.
But she's not showing it. She's very specific. She put herself well together, and she'll be able to get through the day without any sort of penalties. But you definitely know that she may or may not have slept as much as she should have.
I look fabulous.
Cool.
I have cake makeup on in my dark circles.
I want to grab is there just like a pot of coffee I can grab and put on the table, just for continual refills, or tea? I guess tea, whatever Moss is drinking.
Moss, you tell me if that's what you want to do, but you definitely, now that you see everyone, you definitely want to start on the day. You want to get there as soon as you possibly can without any sort of hindrances, you know?
Yeah. I'm ready, whenever. We can drink coffee and hang out, but...
Yeah, Moss basically, as soon as she sees the three of you and all of you are in the same room, she basically gets up and goes, okay, let's go. And, just starts walking out the door.
Cool.
Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. I didn't know we were going to leave right away. I have to go back up and get my pipe and my hat and my ascot and also put my pants on and put on some boots and
sword
also
would be helpful. Sword, please.
Oh, and my sword. Yes. I should grab that as well.
Okay, could you just, let's just get going. I want to start the day and get going.
Okay, I get you. I will be as swift as the wind. I will be so quick. I will detect all of the clothing and things that I need. I will find them immediately and I will be right back down. So 20 minutes later.
Cool. Then in that time, I have gone out and focused if I wasn't able to do it before Moss.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, there was a bit of a problem finding my pants, but I am here.
I also, in that time, have given Moss her grease suit and apologized and explained that it is in fact better, even if it seems so much worse.
Can I enchant it somehow to make it cute?
It's basically clear. So whatever you're wearing.
Yeah, it's yours already. So okay. It's already cute.
Yeah.
I misunderstood. I thought that you were creating something different for me.
No. Basically, the night before the two of you talked, and you gave Robin, your outfit for the day, and then she took it out and made it so that it was easily accessibly cleanable.
It's like leather, like leggings and thigh-high leather boots and like a leather tunic, but it's got fringe and has like shiny shells sewn onto it, so it's very jingly and pretty.
Cool.
All of you head out and you start walking out into because you're not taking your caravan, are you? Because it's going to be bogged, so you're not going to really be able to.
I don't think so, but should we take the dogs? I feel like they would like a bog day.
Yeah, I'll take my dog.
Cool.
Okay, so Doug Orno are with you, and all of you are walking, and you start walking into the path. You have no actual direction, but go for it.
Yes, I do. I always know which way is north.
Well, what I mean, not that. I
no direction of where to go. Okay. I've always got direction, Jake.
You've got perfect directionality. You don't know exactly where to go, but right. Moss, you feel like you are being pulled.
Okay.
And you feel something in your chest almost pull you in the direction that you need to go, and you actually are leading the group.
Okay.
Wow.
And Moss, you start going through, and it's nasty. Every once in a while, a bubble of air comes up from the bog, and it just reeks of just, oh God, it's disgusting. You are in some parts knee high in sludge, kicking through water and mud and gunk. The thing is that as you get further and further in the bog, you notice that it's actually getting darker and darker, even though it should be getting lighter because of the day.
Okay. I want to say that while usually Moss would be complaining and making a huge fuss about this, she's actually quite quiet and very determined. Like, her jaw is set. She's forging forward. She's not complaining. She's not making a fuss. She's not making a lot of noise or just filling the air with mindless chatter as she wants to do. She's not singing. She's her mind is elsewhere. And so it doesn't dawn on her until perhaps too late that it's getting so dark. Does anyone notice that the sun seems to be going away?
It does feel that way, doesn't it? But I mean, it can't. I mean, unless the witches have done some weird time stuff with the swamp, it can't be, right?
Have we been here much longer than I thought?
No, it doesn't seem like very long. I mean, you've been going forward like pretty sustainably. Speaking of which, is it like same regular day or something? Am I right, everyone?
What?
Is it same regular day? You know?
Is it same regular day?
Well, because Moss is acting so different. It's same regular day.
No, I'm not acting different. I just have a lot on my mind.
All of the things that you usually do, you are not doing, and all of the things you do not do, usually you are doing. So that would make it same regular day.
People change, Remy.
Oh, yes, Remy. It is same regular day.
Which means that it is actually...
Oh, sorry. Remy, this is not a normal day, and Moss is acting strange.
Hold on. I need to stop for a second.
You're all frozen for us. Can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Cool.
My entire computer is frozen right now.
Yeah. But
well,
I mean,
you all are working perfectly. We can visually see you. We can
sure, why
not? Crew, roll me just a flat wisdom check.
Sure.
I have figured out what Remy is trying to say.
Yeah, no. But
is this about same regular day? Because I don't. Yeah. I mean.
Well, if you say it's opposite day...
Hold on. No, don't spoil it! He's rolling for it!
Oh, I didn't understand. Well, I'm having a hard time because I'm...
Yeah.
Natural 20. Tell me what it means.
It's opposite day. Yeah. If it's opposite day, you can't say it's opposite day. You have to say it is...
God.
Same regular day.
Why same regular? What is same regular?
Because it's the opposite of opposite. It's the same as what you do on a regular day.
It's same regular
day. It makes sense for Remy. Come on.
Yeah, okay.
Moreover, Remy has, and in fact, actually, I would like to just kind of like talk quietly to Krug and Moss for a second while Remy is like saying a bunch of the same regular things and be like, here's the thing, they put us in a spot because if we speak the way that they're speaking, then we're going to end up saying the opposite. I don't think there's a way to tell them it's not opposite day where they will actually accept it. So we may just be dealing with that today.
Okay, well, if they want to believe that that's what's going on, they can believe that, and I hope that that's fun for them.
Let's just hope we don't get into a fight because they may die on purpose.
I mean, genuinely, how is that different from usual? Doesn't
coming from Krug, that is a bold statement.
I mean, I stand by it, and I stand by it. You're not here, Jim. Get out of this conversation.
I am everywhere.
You're not in this conversation.
Between Asmodeus and our tiefling dad, they what's his name? Arturo. I think Jake is everywhere.
Look, I recognize that this morning I was kind of a jerk to you, and it's definitely possible for you to change and grow and adjust your behavior. And I'm sorry if I made you feel, I don't know, bad, for lack of a more specific term, in the morning.
Just don't expect me to act like this tomorrow. All right?
Look,
I'm just trying this out.
Of course you won't act like this tomorrow, because tomorrow will be same regular day.
That's wrong, babe.
What?
That's wrong.
Yes, of course it isn't.
Look, you just do whatever you feel you need to do, and I respect whatever choice you end up making.
Krug, I know you don't do magic, so you don't understand, but when you're going in to meet powerful spellcasters that are almost on your level, sometimes, you might act what seems a little bit different. But Moss is being herself. It's perfectly fine. We don't need to think about it too much.
Thank you, Robin.
You're welcome.
You're a good friend, Robin.
Thank you. I'm a very good friend. Everyone hear that?
And
yes, they're super nice to say that to your friend.
as Remy is saying that, a huge howling wind cuts through the tree line, and everything, you can feel the cold air across all of your faces. And as the wind begins to howl, you each hear your names being called within the whispers of the wind. Krug, Moss, Robin, Remy.
Y'all hear somebody calling our names in the wind?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
that does sound like witches, does it?
At least I'm not crazy.
I'm going to have to pick up that trick. I think that would be great for stage shows.
Oh, I could teach you that one, maybe. I know how to do it.
It is Detective Ashwillow.
All of you roll me a fortitude save.
Okay.
Cool. Great.
Can I also, depending how this fortitude save goes, roll a perception to see if I can tell where those voices are coming from originally?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
29.
27.
What do we think, team? Should I use a hero point on his fortitude save that I rolled a 1 on? You know what? No. Let's see where this goes. 12 total.
Okay, 12.
8 total.
And you die. This was power.
No. Oh no.
Should I?
Krug.
No. Let's get kidnapped. It's fine.
So we're gonna start with Krug. Krug, as you're standing there, you look around, hearing these voices, and all of a sudden you notice that your friends get sucked into the bog.
Yep.
Including Dogsky and Doug Gorno.
Wait. I got sucked into the bog?
Everyone got sucked in the bog. Hold on, we're gonna get to it. Krug,
Okay.
you see all of your friends being sucked into the bog, and you feel something grasping at your feet. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna just let it. If it's trying to take me, I'm just gonna let it take me.
So you just stand there for a moment, and nothing happens.
Is it opposite day, Jake?
It's regular. It's same regular day.
I'm gonna lift one of my legs out of the bog.
You lift your foot up, and while it is muddy and gross, you also realize that you're in the section that you're in. You're only ankle deep in this sludge.
Right.
The howling changes from words into music. You can hear it. It's a very interesting kind of like happy music. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. It's this weird, just exciting music. It's not that one.
Can I tell where the music's coming from?
It sounds like it's coming from all around.
Everywhere.
Is it like
Moss? Are you still there? Anyone?
Nothing.
Remy?
The water behind you starts to rise up above you, higher and higher.
Like the water level, or like this is like a wave?
Like a wave, like a tidal wave is starting to raise up on you, and it looks like it's about to crest over on top of you.
I'm just gonna walk towards it.
You walk towards it, and it collapses over you. All of the music dissipates and disappears, and you're having just the worst difficulty moving. As things start to clear up around you, you notice that you're in kind of like what feels like a jello of some sort. There are body parts, bones, and eyeballs, and random boots all around you. Remy, you're standing in the bog, and all of your friends get sucked into the bog, and you're the only one standing there.
I dive into the bog.
Remy,
Like
you
Scrooge
dive into
McDuck.
the bog. You dive into the bog, and you try to chase after whatever that might be, but as soon as you jump into it, you splash into it, and again, it is ankle high. It's not high enough for you to even get into. You're scrounging around trying to dig for your friends, and they're not there.
I pull my face back up out of the bog, and I like wipe the mud off, and I look around. Okay, witches, it is time to bring back the friends.
And in front of you, Moss pops into existence. Moss, you stand there. Your friends are all gone except for Remy. Remy is the only person that you can see.
Okay, we've done one. Now let the two more times. Double up. We
where did everyone else go?
I don't know. Everyone got sucked into the bog. You did as well, but then I asked the witches to give me back my friends, and they gave you back.
Well, I mean, at least they think that I'm your friend.
You are my friend.
That's good. Because
Except for today.
I mean, it's interesting. Perhaps you could ask them for your wife, because I suppose your wife is your friend. Oh, no, that's neither here nor there. Jake, do I have any knowledge of what has happened to us?
You can roll me a check if you would like, of some sort.
Let's see.
How good is your Arcana?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Should I do Arcana or Occultism?
It's up to you.
Arcana's not bad. I have a +4 on Arcana, so let's do Arcana. That is non-natural 20.
And before I answer you, we're going to go to Robin. Robin,
Hello.
Your friends don't sink into the mud, but instead, as you turn around to look around to see where these voices are, you look behind you, and the forest seems to be the bog seems to have thickened with trees around you. And as you turn around to mention it to your friends, you turn around and they're not there.
Oh, Moss, Remy, Krug. Oh no.
And
okay.
You look down, and you're not wearing your clothes. You're wearing a red cloak of some sort. Yep.
Robin just checks. One thing I'd forgotten to mention is this morning she had returned to her regular age as an adult from her maiden age the night before.
Sure.
With this transformation, as she kind of like looks at, I guess mostly her hands and arms, has her age changed at all? I'll let you make a decision on that if it makes sense.
No, you are still you. You're just not wearing your normal clothing. You seem to be wearing a red cloak and like a little blue outfit. And in the trees, you hear a howl. Oh, and you hear the words, "Who's that I see walking in these woods?"
Oh, hi. My name's Robin. I'm actually a friend of the woods. Woods are kind of my best friend.
Why isn't it little Red Riding Hood?
Oh, no. This isn't even mine. I think the witches may have put this on me or something. I'm here to talk to them if you know who they are.
Hey there, little Red Riding Hood.
Not me again, and it is not opposite day. Just to put that out there. Actually, it isn't.
You sure are looking good.
Wolfie.
You are everything a big, bad wolf could want.
You've got a big voice out there, don't you?
Listen to me, little Red Riding Hood. I don't think little, big girls should go walking in these spooky old woods alone.
Well, I wasn't alone until somebody took my friends. Do you know anything about that?
A howl echoes throughout the tree line. Again, this is a deep howl, a guttural howl.
Dogs gay?
And from the trees, you see a large hand wrap itself around a tree, and a large figure walks out. And it is, in fact, a big, bad wolf.
I want to roll Arcana, I think, to see if this appears to be an illusion versus an actual wolf I need to be afraid of.
Sure.
Markle, it's not real. It's okay. Oh, why am I not proficient in Arcana? Why have I not, after all of this? Okay, 16.
You have no idea. Yeah, you're. If anything, you're slightly frightened that there is now what looks to be a werewolf in front of you.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: it's a werewolf, and the werewolf is wearing clothes, and the clothing itself is like sheep's fur.
Interesting. You've got sheep fur on you. Do you know that, wolf?
What big eyes you have! The kind of eyes that drive a wolf mad.
You've got big eyes yourself. You know you don't need to worry about mine so much.
You can see the snarl in his face as he says this, and just a slight dribble of drool as he stares at you.
Listen, I don't know what you're doing here, but it is clear that you've made a mistake. I am not your Red Robin Hood. Riding Hood? Red Robin... Wait. As I'm saying that, I want to... Can I remove the red cloak and just like wear whatever green I was wearing underneath? See, it's not me. This is you've been fooled, okay? So I'm going to go find my friends. You can go back into your woods and we'll be just fine, okay?
He starts to step closer and he says, just so you see that you don't get chased, I think I ought to walk with you for a little ways.
Okay. You want to offer me protection, really?
And Krug, we're going to come back to you as you start to float in what seems to be. Roll me a Arcana check or a knowledge check, maybe a nature. I don't like a knowledge.
Sure. I'll take Arcana.
Sure.
18.
You've heard of you have heard of a thing called the Gelatinous Cube before, and it feels like you're on the inside of a gelatinous cube. You notice that the eyeballs inside of this thing float up and they turn towards you, and they look like they're staring at you as a few bones start to float up, and they kind of start to connect and make a shape, making almost a mouth.
Can I breathe?
You cannot breathe.
Can I tell if moving in one direction would get me out of the cube faster?
You feel like you're directly center, but if you look forward, there are objects in the way that are forming. So you assume that if you move in any other direction, would probably be better.
I'm gonna. I don't know. Do you want like an escape check or something?
Go for it.
Can I athletics that?
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Oh, baby. 31.
31. You start to like try and move your arms like you're swimming, like backstroking, but it's not just like you're in jello. You feel like your strength has been sapped from you. Like you feel weak, and you look at your hands and they start to like, and you know when you've been in the bath or in the ocean or in the water for too long and your hands start to just get that like pruny fingery look. Your hands look like that, but it's not just your hands, your arms look like that, your legs look like that. You feel like you are in just this weird, like disgusting blob.
Can you I don't remember what the rule on this is. Can you recall knowledge untrained, or do you have to be trained?
I think you have to be trained, but chat will let us know while I start to give you some verbal descriptions.
Sweet.
The bones shape a mouth, and that music that was muffled before starts to penetrate this gelatinous cube and become like the only sound that you hear. As the bones start to shape a mouth, it starts to speak to you. It says, "Beware of the blob. It creeps and leaps and glides and slides across the floor, right through the door, and all around the wall, splotch a blotch. Be careful of the blob." And a bubble pops, boop, right around you. And we're going to go back to Remy and Moss. As the two of you are looking around, Moss, you're trying to figure out what exactly is going on. You can assume that you're all in some sort of hallucination. Wait, hallucination. Yeah. But as you're doing that, you both can see two women walking straight towards you. They're wearing nothing but a crown around each of their heads made out of sticks and thorns. And you see Dogske and Dogorno right behind them. And as they stop, Dogske and Dogorno start to rub up against their leg, and they start to pet your puppies.
They're completely nude.
Yep.
Just wearing crowns.
They're wearing crowns. Their hair seems to be down to their upper thigh. So, you know, some parts are covered, but they're not making any actual attempt to be covered.
Okay. Can I please have my dogs? Dogorno. Hey, Dogske, come here.
They just start waving you both over.
Okay. I mean, they seem like witches to me. If I had to think of what a witch might look like, it would probably be a naked person wearing a crown or something.
They are absolutely witches, and they are beautiful. Hello, beautiful witches.
You notice as you look at them, these two women, both of them very soft skin. One of them a white female and the other one a black female. And the two of them are just stand there waving with one hand slowly, almost like looking through water. You know how it kind of is like got this weird like feel and look to it, like you're missing frames almost as they're waving, and their other hands just petting your dogs.
With the utmost confidence, Moss strides forward. Wait,
Master Magnificent. Wait. What if it is a trap or something?
Oh, it's absolutely not a trap. We've come seeking them, and they've made themselves known to us. Come along.
So it is not a trap.
Well, even if it is, we're going to find out. I mean, we came here for the witches. We have to play things by their own games. This is just how magic works.
Oh, okay. I mean, you know, I don't know how magic would work on the same regular day usually anyway, so I'm with you. Here I go.
Are you coming with me or not?
Okay, I'm coming. I don't want to be alone.
As you move closer, they both put their hands out, one for each of you.
Yeah, I reach my hand up and I take it.
Moss lays her hand in the witch's palm, but she throws a sideline glance at her and says, "And I'm Moss. Who are you?"
As soon as your hands touch the flesh of theirs, that kind of weird, like watery, not pixelated, but missing frame dissipates, and they stand there, and the world around you goes back to normal. And you see Robin and Krug standing about 25 feet, just staring off with their mouth open up at the sky.
Okay, so where did the witches go?
No, the witches are still in front of you.
Oh, hello, witches. Oh, I see. Hey, Robin, Krug. Cool. Thanks
They
for
cannot
giving them
hear you.
back.
They
They
cannot
can't-
hear you. No. We specifically want to just talk to the two of you, uninterrupted.
Oh, are you sure I can't bring my friend Robin? I think that she would be quite delighted by this.
They'll be with us, but they won't be able to hear you or speak. It is important that this intersection happens just the four of us.
Okay, well, just hold for a moment. Remy, this is not opposite day speak. There's something you should know before we move forward, and I wasn't trying to keep secrets from you. I have a sister, you know that, Pot, but she's a tiefling. Okay. Anyhow, hello, witches. I am Moss the Magnificent. I'm sure that you've been expecting me. And I was not expecting creatures of irradiant beauty, but I'm quite delighted that this is happening.
They smile and look at you and goes, "All will be explained. Let's move forward."
Okay,
And they
wait.
turn around and start
Wait, the
walking.
witches. This is part of the same regular day. You are choosing me because it is the... I'm sorry, this is going to get very confusing, but you're choosing me because I am the correct choice. And really, I mean, like, why would you ever need to talk to me? Although I am a detective. Is this about being a detective?
The woman that you had touched her hand, she walks over to you and squats down so that she's closer to eye level with you. And she goes, "Remy, you are most definitely the correct choice."
Wink.
No,
Because it is same regular day.
no, Remy. Your wife has a connection with nature, which is good for her, but not for us. And your monk friend Krug over here, he is haunted by many ghosts and many spirits, and we do not want them in our territory. So they both are not allowed in. I'm sorry. They will be taken care of and watched over. We will make sure that no harm comes to them, but neither of them can step foot within our circle.
Well, then you are taking Moss alone. Because I am not going to leave my wife.
I mean, they will be coming with us. You understand that?
Okay. Well, I better. No, I did not get that part.
We as the Coven here have a small ceremonial circle that we will be a part of. A circle more referring to the people involved and not an actual physical circle. It is not a plot of land or a location. It is just a circle of people. That is what we mean by our circle. Does that make more sense?
Okay, so you all stand in a circle, and you're all friends, and when you do that, you are a circle.
Yes.
No, okay, that kind of tracks. We do that sometimes too, but there is only 4 of us. Although sometimes we have more people, but when we are 4, we're more of like a rectangle or a square. I'm sorry, witches, do you have the power to make it not same regular day anymore? Because I'm getting really confused.
Wait for it. And now it is no longer same regular day.
Thank you.
Okay. One final question though. When you say that, do you mean that it is no longer same regular day, or do you mean that it is no longer same regular day?
She reaches out and she touches you right where your heart is, and she goes, "What does it feel like here?"
Okay. I get there it is, everyone. These are some powerful witches. Here we go.
And as they turn back around, you can see that they like glide their hand across a tree. And as they do that, small creatures start to come out of the bog, and they pick both Robin and Krug up. And they're stiff as a board. Like, they do not move. And they are placed on these creatures' shoulders and start to carry them behind you all. As you go... What? Sorry, go.
What do the creatures look like?
Do you know what a homunculus is?
Yes.
Like from Full Metal Alchemist?
A homunculus is basically like almost like a gelatinous blob or like a mismatched creature. So these things are what picks up Robin and Krug.
And I just want to say that works very well with within Robin's dream world. If this big bad wolf is in fact walking alongside and guarding her, I think at this point she is riding its shoulders, as she wants to do with companions that are larger than her.
So they pick the two of them up and start to move them deeper into the forest. I assume the two of you follow.
Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, if they could, I might like do like hands up, like to pick me up, just because it's like, you know, the water of the bog is up to my chest. If someone,
I mean, you do have a puppy you can get on and ride.
yeah, but my puppy is doggy paddling, and like, you know, I don't want to weigh my dog down. So,
well, the funny thing enough is the path that you're on is a dirt path within into the bog.
Okay, cool.
So you don't need to worry about.
Well, then I will ride my dog.
You all move closer into the forest, and the trees themselves seem to start to wrap around this pathway. Like at first it's just like, oh, it's an overhang, but then they start to like get more tightly knotted with each other. And the trees themselves, none of them have leaves in them. They're all just kind of almost vine-like with their branches until you get to a doorway without a door handle. And the two women look back at you and says, "Now are the two of you ready?"
Oh, I was born ready, ladies.
I wasn't born ready, but I think I got there.
And she puts her hand on the door and pushes it forward. And it basically looks like it's a small, it's like a medium-sized room with a fire pit into the center. All of it wrapped around with vines and tree-like branches that make this kind of like hut style with a center hole that allows the smoke to billow out from within it. Well, please come in.
Well, this is quite cozy in a sort of rustic way.
Yeah, no, I like weird smoke and stuff. It's cool.
I still haven't caught your names.
All in due process. All in due process.
Well, I'm quite excited to know your names, you see.
Each of you have a very important set of questions. You, Moss, I know you've come here to speak to us about your family.
Indeed.
Why don't we start with you then?
Oh,
What are
I
your
would
questions?
be delighted.
Well, go for it. What are your questions for us?
Well, I was told by Clokey. Do you know Clokey? And Moss hefts Clokey out of her knapsack.
You notice that Clokey is like limp and almost non-existent.
Oh well, perhaps Clokey is not home right now. But Clokey is a for lack of a better word, a companion, a familiar. Anyhow, Clokey informed me that you have much knowledge. You see, I did not know until recently that one, I am a princess, and two, that I have a sister. My family cast me out actually when I was quite young. So my family history is a bit of a mystery to me, and I'm just seeking knowledge in general about that whole situation. I would like to know what's going on. You see, and through her fakeness and like her charisma, Moss is very sad and nervous.
They look at each other and then look back at you, almost like at the exact same time, the same head motion. They both kind of look at each other, take a moment as they stare at each other, and then they look back at you. And what will you give us for these questions?
A kiss. But no, really, what do you want?
We're always looking for more sisters to join our coven. We see that you have great power. Would you ever be interested in joining our coven?
Would I have to stay in the bog?
No.
Well, what what do I need to do to join the coven? Like, what is expected of me to stay in the coven? Because I mean, if you are all like you, I would be very happy to be surrounded by women of your caliber.
You will be a part of our coven, and you must be one of our sisters, which means that you may be called upon to, what are the correct words? Sanctify the ground around you. Does that make sense?
Please elaborate. Or do I know what they mean?
Roll me an occult check.
Okay. That is 24.
You seem to understand that while druids and witches are very similar when it comes to their overall end goal, which is like, did Moss just turn into a white ghost? Which is
no, I'm trying to fix my. I'm trying to.
I was like, did we lose Moss? Well, druids and witches have very similar things of the idea of nature versus society, right? Witches also gain their power by less friendly ways and more illicit means, by making deals with deities or conjuring up magic through less than kind ways. There, of course, can be nature-based witches, but these do not seem to be those type. And if they were, they wouldn't have done to Robin whatever they have done to Robin.
But by sanctifying the ground, like, what do I think they're implying?
They're probably more than likely they're talking about raining hellfire down on those who have gone against their ways. Very similar to the fact that these witches placed a hex or placed a curse on the family who was treating the people poorly. They put a hex on them or put a curse on them. It would be similar to that, of like, go out and these people are very similar to what Asmodeus is having you do with the demons, but
Okay.
With people who are less than kind to nature and or humans and or whatever they worship.
Well, I must say, ladies, that if people or things are wronging you, I very much am of the opinion that vengeance has its time and place, and I am a fan of it, actually. And I'm sure, since you seem to know quite a bit, you know who I follow and who I'm affiliated with, and the sort of alignments I have, and I think that perhaps my alignments line up with your alignments, and yes, I believe that my powers and your powers together would dance quite wonderfully.
Well, our alignments with your deity aren't necessarily of the same alignment. We do feel that there is a possibility that we all can come to an agreement. Remy, do you bring forth your questions?
Okay, so
Heard that one.
sorry, that was Doggorn though. He gets a little, howly when I'm trying to think. Okay, so here's my questions. One, why is the sky blue? Two, when I wake up in the morning, where do those crusties around my eyes come from? Three, sometimes my teeth hurt when I breathe, and then sometimes they do not. What is that about? And then four, the fingers, the amount of fingers we have. Why is that? Like, is there a reason that we all decided that just like 5 on each hand is good? Like, would less be worse? Would more be worse? Is that like the perfect ratio of fingers? And then 5. Is there such thing as a detective school? I think those are my questions.
Remy, those are not your real questions.
Oh, okay. Okay, then my real question is, what is my real question?
Remy, you all came here with us because you had a deep-seated number of questions. I believe you all were sent here for a purpose. Is that not correct?
I mean, it kind of seems like we are sent here for a purpose.
Not to us, but to this land.
Oh, to the land, yes. Oh, do you know where the skull piece is?
And with that question, what will you give us, Remy?
Well, I can't give you more pieces of the skull. That would be counterintuitive. Oh, what can I give you?
You just leave Robin here.
And Remy pulls out their new pipe and looks at it really sad. Well, I am Detective Ashwilo. I suppose you might want a sort of prized possession of mine or something. So, for the information of the skull piece, I will give you my pipe. And Remy turns their head away and won't look.
They don't even flinch, and they say, "We do not accept your offer, but we will give you a counter offer if you accept."
Oh, okay, thank goodness. I really love this pipe. So, what is your counter offer?
They make a low whistle and a kissy sound, and Dogorno. Sorry. Dogorno. Yeah, Dogorno walks out and walks over to them.
You want my dog?
No, we would never separate you from your familiar.
Oh my gosh, okay, all right, okay. You know, you witches are a little too veiled. It's freaking me out.
But we do feel that your puppy here does have some use for us.
Okay.
Very similar to what we offered Moss. We would like to offer you in a lower stance. We want to call upon you, and we will use Dogorno as our means of communication with you.
Are you going to turn Dogorno into a kissy box?
I'm not exactly sure what a kissy box is.
Well, it is a box that you kiss, and then you can talk to people. Usually a hot tiefling.
Well, we won't be kissing anything. We will just be speaking through them.
Okay. Well, as long as I don't have to give you my dog or kiss my dog. Although if my dog kisses me with the licks on the face, that's kind of cute. I mean, if that is the way that we communicate.
We want one favor from you, and we will use Dogorno to speak to you that way.
Okay. And I don't get to know what the favor is? You'll just call upon me and I'll have to do it?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I have a pretty altruistic goal here. I'm just trying to save the world from the zombos. I feel like you're putting me in a little bit of some hot water, but I guess if you are the witches, and I mean, what you were saying to Moss is your deities or whatever don't align with her deities. So, I mean, I guess that means you're all evil, huh?
Evil is such an interesting conception that mortals give. She bends down and pets Dogorno and gives him ear scritchies, and then kisses his forehead. Right, him is Dogorno a boy?
Yeah.
You got 2 boys.
Gives him a kiss on the head and then waves her hand, and Dogorno comes over to you and is very happily excited and runs circles around you.
Oh, you gave Dogorno the kiss of the zoomies.
The skull piece in which you are looking for is held by the family within the castle. They have it. They've got control of it. And tonight, they will be using the skull piece.
Using
Yes, do you not know what tonight is?
the masquerade ball?
Yes, they usually do have a party on that evening. But tonight is the night of the priestess Lamashtu.
Of course.
Do I know what that is?
Knowledge religion.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll this too because I think it would be funny if I did know this.
Oh, that's yummy. That is a 27.
A 27. Okay.
I just got a 14.
Also, I'm sorry that I said the word yummy.
You're
Why?
sorry that you said
What's
the
wrong
word
with yummy?
I don't know. It just feels like a weird word.
It feels like a weird word.
Okay, I respect
You're
that.
welcome to have that opinion. I understand.
like in the context of something being delightful, it feels creepy. I don't know why.
Huh? Okay. I don't feel that, but I respect your inherent creepy feeling.
Yeah. Okay. So, Moss Lamashtu is a goddess of, and I would even say Remy knows of her, doesn't know a ton about her, but Lamashtu is the goddess that is believed to have created all of the monsters within the world, which includes goblins. She is the woman that has created anything that is off the spectrum of humanoid, like elves, humans, dwarves, like outside of that small group. She has basically been the person who has created them.
Okay, so like creature adjacent, sort
Mhm.
of like.
Mhm.
Oh, so like technically, I would have been like Remy would have been created by Lamashtu.
That's why you have knowledge of her,
Okay,
even though you rolled poorly.
counter. I do have knowledge, but if I can't even remember my own actual deity's name, I don't think I.
It's less of that you know
It's
knowledge.
on the tip of my tongue, you know.
Yeah, it's less that you know like knowledge of her. It's just more of the fact that you're like Lamashtu. I know that name specifically because this is the month of Lamashna, which is in Galarian
Monster month.
In the month you are in, October, is Lama. This is how it's spelled: Lamashan. Lamashon. Lamashon.
Hey, it's Lamashon.
Yeah.
And Llama Bill.
It's Lamashon, which is named after Lamashtu.
Okay.
So and you know that the final day of the month, which is tonight in game, is in fact the celebration of her.
Okay. Wow. So what? Oh, why would they be? Are they throwing a party for her?
We do not get invited, so we don't really go.
Okay. Why is it important that it is Lamashon and that they're doing something with the skull piece? What are they doing with it?
You understand that they're vampires, yes?
Whoa! What? And Remy turns and like is pointing at Frozen Robin. Oh! No! Oh! And then puts a pipe back up to their mouth. That's right. That is right. The case blown wide open, wider than a dragon's wings. Which is you seem very smart. What is wider than a dragon's wings?
The width of the sun.
Wider than the. Oh wow, that's okay. Maybe not that big, but.
Is the moon smaller? Maybe the moon.
Yeah. No. Yes. But they're very wide. Wider than the reaches of my love for my wife. That is how wide we have opened up this case.
I think that's smaller than the sun, huh?
I can't believe that they. Well, I can. They are vampires. Robin was correct. Okay, so we've got to go do some, stab, chop, chop or something, right? Are vampires just like inherently bad? I'm saying in character to these.
Yeah, and they just kind of look at you and they go, I think that is something for you to decide, not for us to tell you. That is our agreement. We have told you where the bone is. You know who has it. You know who possesses it. Have fun.
Thank you. Are you sure you can't talk to my wife at all, by the way? Because she was pretty psyched to be talking to some witches.
And they kind of look both up and they go, she's currently a little bit busy.
So when I got married the first time.
Yeah, you're literally like let's go back to that, right? Let's go back to so
just like a moment, yeah.
We go back to that, and Robin is like looking up as this big, huge werewolf is like snarling in her face and is like wearing sheep's clothing, right?
Yeah.
And he's looking at you, and he's just kind of snarling. And he's like, let's walk you to grandmother's house.
Yeah. No, that sounds great. My legs are a little tired. Do you mind carrying me? I can climb up, probably. My arms are fine, but...
Sure. And they put their hand out for you to climb.
Cool. Yeah, I want to just like kind of hop off the hand and up onto their shoulder.
Yeah, and they start walking down the pathway as you like grab onto their like fur on their head, and they start walking, and they're just like, so what you doing here?
I'd be okay leaving that scene there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Honestly, I think she gives the entire life story as long as she's able to. Yeah.
Krug, you are sitting there trying to swim away from this goo as it's like singing a song to you.
I feel like it after a certain point, like this conversation lasts for a good while, right? So like after about 2 minutes, right? I think I'm not dying. Am I dying?
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna stop, calm myself, and like fold myself up as though I'm meditating and just sit in the goop.
So as you're like, okay,
I'm like struggling for like a solid 2 minutes, and I'm like, I should have suffocated. All right, and then I just start meditating.
You literally like start to get into like try to get into meditation form, and you can't. You're just like, I give up. I'm just gonna meditate like
enough,
this.
Yeah.
You're just like you're like this, like in the sludge, and all of a sudden, like the consistency like changes, and it feels almost like water, and you just drop out of the bottom, and you drop out and you drop into a world of blackness as you look around, and you're just like a little confused, and you see like these squares of white start to sweep in, just one after another, and it just starts to fly around you and starts to surround you, and you're in a room of black and white checkers as you're all looking around. You're just like, what is happening?
I'm high as fuck. I'm pretty sure that I'm very, very high right now. And I sit in the room, and I don't meditate. I just get into the meditative stance, but I keep my eyes open, and I'm like looking around at everything.
And you're trying to like focus on anything else other than like this weird ass like musical situation, because the music is still playing and still going, and you're just like, what is happening? Like I cannot figure out what's happening. And you hear the words, I wish I knew. And as you hear those words, you hear them in your own voice. And that is where we're going to take our break. We'll be back in a few minutes, and we'll be back in 10 minutes to take a bathroom break or get a snack, whatever you need. Bye.
Bye.
Krug, you are standing there listening to this sound of your own voice saying, I wish I knew. And you kind of, it recognizes and it starts to echo within your own head, and you realize that this is your own voice. And as you open your eyes, you're no longer in this checkered room. You're in the temple with Aurori, and you see yourself and Aurori speaking, very similar to when you were with him speaking only a few weeks ago.
I'm gonna walk over and try to reach out and like touch my own arm.
You reach out and your hand goes right through your body.
I watch the two of them talk.
You hear yourself talking to Aurori, and you see yourself say, "I wish I knew," and the words come out of the visual version of yourself, the one that you can see. You can see the physical words coming out of your mouth. I wish I knew. And you start to realize that you, in fact, said these words. This is not an alternate reality. This is a memory that you are looking at. And at that moment, you feel the warmth around your chest, right where the monkey's paw is.
I'm gonna grab the monkey's paw and rip it out from under my clothing and look and see if there's a finger missing or a finger down.
You reach into your shirt, you pull it out, and you see as the hand with only 3 fingers starts to move, and all 3 of the fingers close upon itself, making a fist. And then that's where Moss and Remy are standing there.
2 of the fingers go down.
I was saying, did they just like punch Krug in the face or something?
It makes a fist and it punches you and says, "You loser!"
And the witches walk to you, Moss, and goes, "Are you ready for your answers?"
Oh, I'm so ready.
Your sister is very much alive.
All right. Does she have a name?
She goes by very many names. It's very difficult to tell you which one is originally hers, or if she was ever even given a name and she's just chosen different names as time has gone by that has fit her.
Well, that we have that in common. I mean, Moss is my name, but the many titles, you see.
Your sister is alive, and your sister does know about you.
She does, but she's never sought me out.
She has seen you. You have not seen her.
So she's been around me, but she hasn't said hello?
What were your other specific questions you had for us, other than if she was alive?
Well, I want to know her names.
Again, many names. More names than we could ever come up with.
Where is she?
She's on this plane.
That's very vague.
If I told you an exact city name, would you know where that city was?
I could find out.
We will not interfere with fate. You two are destined to meet.
What is she doing? What does she do?
Besides steal, she has very similar talents to you.
Oh, but surely not as delightful or famous as I am.
Oh, quite the contrary. She is nowhere near famous. She is more infamous than she is famous.
Well, that's a relief at least.
She is what you would call a scoundrel.
A scoundrel.
Yes, someone who uses the guise of charisma to throw their opponent off their feet and gain an advantage in a situation.
Oh, well, in several ways, that could also be used to describe me.
Yes, but you have magic.
Oh, she does not have magic then.
No.
Oh,
That ability came through in your blood, not hers.
poor sister of mine, magicless. But inside, you can tell Moss is gleeful about that.
So we have told you she is alive. You are destined to meet. She has many names, but you will know her when you see her.
What else do I need to know about her?
She is not in your way, But she will be if you want her to be.
I don't want her to be in my way.
It isn't about choosing who your speed bumps are, more of how they come about. Does that make sense?
Not exactly, but I'm sure that after I ponder it for a while, it will come to me.
Moss, have you ever considered to becoming a witch yourself?
I mean, I've played with the idea.
I mean, you've got a wonderful familiar.
Oh yes, Onion. And Onion pops her head out of Moss's knapsack.
You're not too different from us, you understand?
Well, I mean, I am singular, but yes, I understand the sentiment of what you're saying.
You search for a sister while we create our own.
Yes. I mean, I already said that I would help you sanctify the ground and whatnot. Does that not make me a sister?
No. There's a lot more to becoming a sister than just assisting a sister.
Okay, well then, will it make my magic stronger? Will it make me a better performer?
I think it's what you do with it.
Well, thus far, I've been quite capable and effective at using my gifts. I think that I have proven at this point that I'm very good at utilizing my talents.
When you're ready, we would like to give you a test. A feeling, an understanding what it is like to be a witch. Not today, not tomorrow. We've got too much to do between tonight and now. But we would like to share in the experience with you what it's like to be a sister.
All right, well then when?
When the time is right.
You are quite vague, aren't you?
And your cloaky isn't.
Well,
And your god isn't.
touche, I suppose.
Have you ever thought about where the demon blood came from?
Oh, I have, yes, and I was actually going to ask about that. What is this whole thing? I mean, my family, they were royalty, and then as soon as it was found that they were, of demon blood, they were cast from their throne. And I might add that they never told me one smidge of this. They just allowed me to believe that I was some low-born freak, and then they cast me out upon the streets. And I don't think that's quite fair.
So just so I'm clear, the demon blood thing, that was not during the opposite day, regular same day thing. Like, that's real.
Yes, Remy, I am apparently part demon. I mean, how else would I have my incredible talents and befriend Clokey, I suppose?
Oh, I mean, like, I know plenty of people who aren't like demon or demon adjacent that have incredible talents. I just kind of chalked it up to be like, just that's you. But okay, cool. So all right, I'm caught up now. All right, so there's demon blood in your ancestry. So you've got some demon blood in you, and apparently that is how you do your magic. I don't know much about Arcana stuff, so whatever. Okay, I'm back with it. We may proceed.
Thank you, Remy. I apologize that I've kept you in the dark about this, but I myself have just recently learned this, and I've been grappling with these feelings and these thoughts for the last few weeks.
Oh, no, I don't blame you for not telling me something. I can't keep my mouth shut, so...
It is true, and it was definitely part of my motivation. But I still adore you, my friend.
Well, thank you. And also, I mean, you can keep secrets from me. If things are really important and it's like hard for you to talk about, I'm not going to blame you for not telling me.
You are truly a good person, and you are truly a good friend, and I feel at times I don't deserve you, but thank you.
Oh.
And the witches look at you both and go, "Can we tell you a secret?"
Yes, please.
You better know I'm going to tell it.
The real reason why we chose the two of you is because of this moment exactly.
Explain.
One of them starts snapping their finger, slowly, rhythmically. Krug and Robin, you hear this rhythmic snapping in your dream.
Oh, Wolfie, do you hear that?
And the Wolfie kind of lifts his head and his ears peek back like a dog when it hears something. And as he turns to say, "I do," you snap, both of you, back into this little weird stitched hut. And there in front of you, a fire. And Remy and Moss stand on the other side.
I made it!
Krug isn't paying attention to any of this. Krug is still... after Krug regains his balance, Krug is holding the monkey's paw in his hand and screaming at it. "Fuck you, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. And even if I had, that's only one. You can't do 3. That's ridiculous."
You're yelling at it, and you see that all 3 fingers are up. And the same thing that Aurori says to you over and over again is remember, never forget, remember. You go back to the very end of your meeting with Aurori. You have like a momentary flash as Aurori has mentioned to you that he isn't dumb. And you remember the end of that sequence in which you were speaking with him where the monkey's paw was not on you that entire time. And that you were free to speak that entire time, and that this moment of you remembering you saying "I wish" was in fact a true moment. You did in fact say "I wish," but Aurori had taken it away from you when you had entered his realm, and he had asked you, what do you wish for there to have happened, and he had said, no, I'm not stupid, and to look at it, and all of this kind of flashes back at you, and you realize that, that was scary.
Krug takes a deep breath, exhales, looks at the monkey's paw, and just drops it in the muck and squishes it into the dirt. Says, "Fucking hate you."
I see you had a bad journey, Krug.
Was that your magic? And he looks over at the witches are still there.
Witches are not there.
Oh,
wait, hold on. Witches. Wait.
Which is
Where are
what
we
you're
then?
ever
You
for me.
didn't
Right?
answer why I have demon blood, which is, I don't think that's very fair. You ask me a question and as if you're going to answer it, and then you just vanish.
Yeah,
Well-
and also the last thing you said about how you chose the 2 of us because of this very moment. I mean, was it friendship? Was it friendship all along?
You two, were you just talking to the witches?
I don't think that y'all were talking to the witches. I think we all just had a hallucination.
Wait, Wolfie!
Well,
No.
Krug and Robin, the 2 of you are not where you were originally at. You're
Yeah.
in a hut. You're
Well,
in
makes
a
sense.
hut.
I was riding a big wolf. I'd be somewhere else. So.
You know what I mean? So the thing is that you two, you went into a hallucination one place and you have arrived at another.
Yeah.
But we all.
I'm
I'm
not prepared in character to be fully there yet. But yes.
Robin and Krug. Here is exactly what happened since the moment when we all sort of disappear from each other.
Wait, but why wouldn't they want to talk to me? I mean,
they said the nature thing.
I know, I understand, but that's a bad sign, right? I mean, nature's too good a friend of mine, so they can't talk to me.
No, they were clearly evil. There was some evil. I mean, they said something about because they said that their alignment didn't necessarily align with Moss's deity, so they must be evil or something. So I think it is okay that you did not. It's not a
It's
bad
okay
thing.
for me. It's okay for us. I cannot promise it will be okay for them.
Okay.
It makes me mad.
I think that is fair.
Moss has her arms crossed and is stomping like an indignant toddler because demanding the witches come back.
Moss, did they tell you anything?
Not really. They just gave me more questions and then they vanished.
You came here with too many questions. That was the whole point.
Yes, I know. And then they said, oh, yes, your sister, she's alive and she's a scoundrel and she's been around you, but you haven't been around her. Like, she's noticed you, but you haven't noticed her. And I don't think that's quite fair. They couldn't tell me her name. They couldn't tell me when I was going to meet her. They said that she could be a speed bump if I wanted her to be a speed bump, but that I also don't choose speed bumps. And then they said, oh, Moss, do you ever wonder where you got your demon blood? And then they vanished.
What's a
They sound
speed
like
bump?
gods.
They do sound they are very cryptic and vague, like gods.
And they went naked, and it was very distracting.
Oh, I actually stopped noticing after a little while.
Oh, you do get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been a problem for me. But...
Well, I was distracted because they were lovely.
Of course. Oh, no, I understand. When you're not used to it.
Oh, no,
it's
truly. Like, very,
yeah.
very lovely and everything. I just, like, there was there was a moment where I just, like, got hyper fixated on, like...
Also, Robin, they said, oh, you could be a witch. And you're going to be one of our sisters. And you
didn't,
but not now. You can come back and we'll teach you, but we can't say when.
No.
We're busy. We have things to do. But we want you to be a witch. I mean, you already have a familiar. And of course I already have a familiar. And I want to be a witch. And why won't they let me do it now?
Moss, you may not be one of them, but you are a witch. If you want to be.
I am
You've
a
got
witch.
power. You are a witch. A witch they'll never be. And I'll tell you what, if we do come back here, it will not be for any of us to join them. It will be for things that I will detail when we leave this swamp. We should probably go back to town, actually. They've got ears everywhere, I'm sure.
I need a few minutes.
Oh, Krug, do you want me to pick up the paw of the monkey?
No, just leave it there. It'll come back. And I'm going to just sit on the floor and meditate for 10 minutes.
Krug, as you sit on the floor...
To be clear, I'm not trying to, like, contact Aurora or do anything. I'm literally just, like, de-stressing.
I got you, but you've got some friends that aren't going to allow you to do that.
Oh, well, fuck those guys.
You close your eyes and you try to recenter yourself and calm your anger down. As this, and all of you, this is probably the most angry you've seen Krug ever. Like, you've never seen Krug scream at an inanimate object. You've never seen him throw an object down. Like, this is the most aggressive that you've ever seen Krug. And so he kind of huffs off into an angry stance and just tries to meditate. And Krug, as you're trying to calm yourself down and recenter yourself, you hear the whispers. All hundreds of voices all at the same time, trying to speak to you at the same time, saying different things. It echoes around you, and it is impossible for you to concentrate. And as you are just on the verge of getting upset and just giving up and trying to meditate at the moment, they all come together. We will leave you. You know what you can do to help us.
It doesn't really make sense to me that you would prefer for me to treat you like a burden. But if that's what you want to be to me, that's fine. I can't give you what you want right now. Whether you drag me down or lift me up, it's not going to change.
How do you expect us to lift you up?
Let me focus. Cornerstone of everything that I am. You're trying to take it away from me.
You understand that every moment of your existence, we are all here aimlessly walking, aimlessly seeing everything that is around you, unable to speak or touch or feel physically or emotionally. The only thing we have is despair. Every moment is just a pit of sadness, deepening darker every moment. It isn't even in real time. Our lives move in slow motion. For every minute you exist and move around, it feels like an eternity for us. These moments where you clear yourself is the only moment in which we get to speak. These are our high moments.
All right, then speak.
We want to be free. You know what we want.
I can't give it to you still.
All you have
And to answer your question, do I understand all those things that you said? No, I don't. And I bet there's even more, and that it's even worse than I can possibly imagine, even after you explained it all to me. That doesn't change it. I cannot help you right now, but I promise that I will try to help you.
And you can hear the billowing of each other speaking over each other, trying to come to a consensus of what to say or what to speak to each other, and then silence. Nothing there. You try to gain peace with yourself and try to calm your body down, but the silence is almost worse at this point. You're trying to silence your mind, but it's not the same. It's no longer silencing the anger or silencing the fear that you have. It's accepting the apathy in which you are starting to grow within your own heart for these people that are there. And you give up. You stand up. And the others have been kind of waiting for you, having a conversation. And you go to pick up the monkey's paw, and it has already surrounded or circled your neck and is already back on you.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, good. I'm still feeling very angry. I came all this way for them, but
Well, we have to go get
We
ready
should
for
go.
a masquerade ball
we do.
put on by some vampires.
We'll have
So
to talk about that. I will let you know. Okay, that's one thing we haven't really gotten to touch on much. But they are vampires.
yeah,
Because I feel like I looked pretty hard, and they didn't seem like vampires to me.
you
Could the witches
super
be lying?
nailed it. You nailed it.
I maybe that's likely, but it's also likely that these witches are lying to us, right? Especially if they hexed them and these are their enemies. I mean, we just can't trust these witches. I don't think.
Oh, I think we can trust them. They were mysterious enough and didn't give me any answers. Therefore, they're definitely telling the truth.
You think so because they didn't say much? What they did say must be true. Is that sort of where
Well,
we're
yes,
at?
because if they were telling the truth, they would have lied. If they were lying, I mean, they would have
They would have said more.
spun some grand tale. I've been around these types, you see. There's plenty in entertainment.
That makes sense.
I imagine this conversation is happening as you're leaving.
Of course. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, okay. Well, here's the thing. So they have the shard, we think, and they are vampires.
And they're going to use it because it's a celebration of
Lamash too?
Sure.
Well, okay. I think it would behoove us, before we make any big moves, to learn a little more about what's going on in that house. Because here's the thing. If there's a bunch of vampires that are going to be there, we'll be in serious danger. We need to protect ourselves. If we're not going to be in danger, then I guess we need some strong diplomatic tactics to get that shard.
Can I roll on vampires?
Sure.
Like just not knowledge religion. Just
What if they're energy vampires? I love it.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my hero point on that natural one.
Cool.
Yeah, do I have any? I want to see if I have any like vampire
25?
knowledge.
25. Yeah, roll whatever you want, Moss. Krug, 25. What piece of information are you trying to get? Like,
So first of all, is there like I don't want my player knowledge of like the vampire lore just in popular media to poison my question. So is there anything that is common knowledge about vampires aside from like maybe is their existence common knowledge? One, is anything about their like what they need or what they don't need, the sun or the blood or anything like that?
Funny enough, vampires are a very interesting bunch of people. With a 25, I would say that you understand that vampires aren't just a singular type. There isn't just like, oh, well, they're a vampire, so they do all this. The only thing that all vampires have in common is the fact that they all drink blood. They all have to feed off of humans. Humanoids, I should say. So
Humanoids. Okay.
goblins, elves,
Player characters.
Player characters, yeah, exactly.
They aren't fleshies, yeah.
Yeah, they can't feed off of fleshies. Like they can't feed off of like plant-based creatures. But past that, you know that it varies. You know, some are able to be out in the sunlight for a little bit. Some like instantly burn and die. You can learn some terminology. You know that
Sure.
vampires don't like to be called vampires.
Okay.
You can know.
Do I know the preferred term?
Yes, kindred.
Oh, interesting.
Cool.
And you know,
bloodsuckers.
and you also know that vampires also work in coteries, and that there are different types of vampire groups, and those are called clans.
What is family within a clan?
A family. I'm sorry.
What does coterie mean? I don't know what that
A coterie
means.
is basically a group of vampires that choose to work together.
So that would be within a clan.
Not necessarily, because some
Okay.
clans can work. Like some clans can work
Sure.
together and join a single coterie.
Okay.
So
Okay.
a coterie is by choice, and a clan is by like creation hierarchy, sort of. So you can't choose to be in a clan, but you choose to be in a
Gotcha.
coterie.
That makes sense.
And then one last question, if you'll allow it: do I know how Aurori feels about vampires?
They exist.
So no, like you must destroy all vampires, or like you can never destroy a vampire. No, like really hard stances on vampires.
Aurori isn't like Pharasma or like the gods that are very specifically against undead. They are in fact considered to be undead, but Aurori is more about knowledge and information. So Aurori, is more about gathering that information, understanding and knowing more about them, and that exists. If destruction of them needs to occur, destruction needs to occur. But you're also not there to specifically save or preserve their existence. It's just more of like, what can I learn from them? What do I need to learn about them, or benefit from knowing this information, and then deal with that.
You know how I can tell that Jake did his research about Aurori? It's because that whole sentence. Because like I know everything you just said, but I was like, oh, what if Jake in this world decides that Rory fucking hates vampires? He's allowed to do that.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Sweet. Love it.
Yeah.
Molly
or Moss, what was your role for vampire?
It was 28 occultism.
28 occultism. Is there anything that I did not say that you would like to learn or know about them?
I want to know if I know about these vampires in specific.
You do not know anything specifically about this clan or this coterie, but I will say that you know that this is a coterie and not a clan. You know that the people in which you have met, there are different members of different types of clans within the family in which you have met. And it is a very interesting day for them to celebrate and invite you.
Okay.
So while Lamashtu creates monsters and things like that, if they were going to be using this night, more than likely they would either not invite you whatsoever and not allow you to be a part of it, because none of you, other than Remy, are monsters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or they're going to feed upon you, and if they feed upon you, why would they invite you and not just capture you while you were there?
Mm-hmm.
Fair. Yeah.
So you're not exactly sure why you're accepted.
Okay.
If I can make a roll at this
Mhm.
time, I want to, as we're getting back, I want to make a roll. I think maybe religion feels like it, but let me know if you think there'd be a better roll for getting this kind of information. I want to see, I'm rolling on the witches to see, like, based on what I had heard about, like seen and have heard about their abilities, like what I might do to hurt them, I guess, other than like
Or vampire?
Sorry, the witches?
You want to hurt the witches?
How might I? I might. I want to, yes. I don't know that I'm going to. But yeah, I want to see if I can learn more about what these witches'
Nature,
weaknesses might be.
occult,
Yeah.
all of the a religion, all of those are options. You choose which
I'll go
one.
nature. Especially I
Swords?
think because they like, I'm kind of thinking about the fact that they wouldn't talk to me because of my like relationship with nature. So I think I want to like maybe get more information about why that is and how I might flip that around.
Moss and Remy, roll me a perception.
Okay, cool. That's very good. I believe that is 31.
Okay.
Nature, yeah, 31.
So 31, the information you gain to hurting a witch is that they're just a spellcaster. That
Sure.
They can be hurt. They're not deities. They're not gods. They literally are just like you.
Sure.
But their magic is just a little bit more mystical or more free flowing. While all druids worship nature, not all witches worship nature. Not all witches worship arcane magic. Not all are divine. They are more flexible, similar to a sorcerer.
I actually forgot I had a much more important question that I think could come from the same role. That weird weather above the city that I noticed when I came in. Like, with more information that I have now, does it seem like the witches are the cause of that?
You would probably lean closer to it being more of the vampires thing than the witch, because it is blocking the sun, preventing them from.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Allowing them to have more free reign.
Okay.
If it was created, if it was,
sure.
If it
but
was,
I'm not. Okay. I don't feel like the witches did that.
Correct, and it also might be just something that they decided to live here because of its natural.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm mostly just wondering. Like, I was trying to answer the question: do I want to hurt the witches? Which that would definitely push me one way or the other. So cool.
Moss and Remy, what was your perceptions?
19.
26.
Moss, the last statement that they told you before they disappeared was the real reason they chose the two of you was for this moment, and and what they meant by that was the fact that they feel that your relationship needs to be closer. The perception check that you get is the fact that they feel that you two should be closer than you actually are, and it was the fact that the two of you kind of had a moment and were able to become closer because of this. It actually had nothing to do with nature. It might actually have to do with Krug's ghosts, but, yeah. So, yeah.
Can I make one? Sorry, can I make one more religion, or do you want to wait for later?
About what?
Lamashtu. Do I know anything about Lamashtu's followers?
Yeah, I mean, you with your knowledge religion, because before even rolling, what's your religion?
9.
9? Yeah. So, I mean, basic information about Lamashtu is that those people who worship Lamashtu are usually monsters themselves. They celebrate Lamashtu and thank her for their existence, for them being able to even be alive. You know that it's rumored. I will tell you this fun tidbit because I think it's fun. That if Lamashtu finds that your worship of her is acceptable, she will actually give you a major boon that makes you pregnant. No matter who you are, no matter what ancestry you are, no matter anything, she will make you pregnant, and you can spend, I think it's like 10 minutes to give birth to this creature. And then it will basically be a creature that will follow you. Jonas Googling.
No, my computer's closed. I'm just thinking. Yeah. I'm Googling in my head.
I'm having feelings.
So here's the other thing about today. Or tonight. While tonight is not only the celebration of Lamashtu, it's also the witches' celebration.
Oh.
Both of those events occur on the same night. All of you, kind of covered in muck and grime, start to walk into the city. And as you walk into the city lines, you can see that the clouds are overhanging and a light drizzle starts to happen. You see a lightning strike in the back as the thunder rolls across the hills.
I didn't do that.
You hear music. A horn specifically. You can hear horns being played. And you all look up and you can see the castle is lit up with candles all over the stonework on the outside. And you can hear music playing. It echoes throughout the entire city. And all of you stand at the front gates looking up in your muck and grime. And at that moment, Dagorno licks Remy's hand and looks up to you and says, "We're together now." And that
Don't like that. Don't like that.
That's the end of today's episode. Thank you all so much for joining us. We're going to be leaving, but if you want to stay here, we actually have our brand new show, Power Play, which is happening in about 34 minutes. So stick around and join us for that. It will be a fun show. I am very excited. It's the first episode, so yeah, I'm very excited. We'll see how it all turns out. But my name is Jake. I go by he, him. If you want to reach me on social media, the best place for you to reach me is either on Discord or on Twitter. My Twitter name is @IndigoQT. Krug, you're up next.
I'm Krug. You can talk to me on Discord at Krug2604. Jeez. And you can also, if you like me, that sounds very weird and kind of like... okay. If you would want to see more Pathfinder 2nd Edition content, you should watch Game Gorgon on YouTube. It is a show where we talk about role-playing games. We do a lot of Pathfinder 2nd Edition content. Our most recent video was a Magus video. It is like an hour and a half long, and we just basically talk about the Magus for an hour and a half. It is very lightly edited. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about the archetype for the Acrobat. The first time we've talked about like the generic archetypes in the Advanced Player's Guide. They're great. You should definitely watch that video. There's tons of ideas there for characters. I don't know how to tell you how much I like it because I like it a bunch. Spoilers, plot twist.
Spoilers, plot twist.
Spoilers for the plot twist of me liking it.
Okay.
And also vote. You should vote if you. I mean, yeah, just vote. If you have the ability to vote, you should vote. That's the end of my thing.
Molly.
Hello, I am Molly McIsaac. I have been Moss the Magnificent, and you can follow me across the internet at Molly McIsaac. And don't go away from QueueTimes, but in a little bit, I have to eat and whatnot first. I will be streaming Final Fantasy XIV on my Twitch channel, which is Night Glimmer. But you should just go follow it. I'm trying to make affiliate. So please just like tune in when I'm live, and I'll be streaming a lot of like Final Fantasy and Genshin Impact and occasionally Animal Crossing and all sorts of things because I just play a lot of video games. So please follow me on Twitch. Okay. And yes, vote. Vote. Very important.
William and Jonas.
Cool. I've been Jonas. You can find me on Twitter at Jonas Newhouse. And I'm also, as we said at the beginning, in a band with William called Glass Beach. We're on all social media as Glass Beach Band. Our website is glassbeach.band. And we also do a lot of streaming here at twitch.tv/glassbeachband. Currently, right now, we're trying to do a bunch of horror games and just scary games in general for the scary month of October. I'm playing a game called Inside right now on Tuesdays. Yes, Jake?
Can I make a suggestion and join you?
Sure.
Phasmophobia.
We streamed that a little bit last night and on Friday night.
I love that game so much.
Yeah, I've only been playing it a little bit. Yeah, we should play it together at some point. I would love to have you on for that because I think we're going to be streaming it with probably rotating hunters. But it's super fun.
I want to try it.
Oh my god. Okay, so we've actually been playing it on our Discord channel, and we've been playing it, and we've like different people have joined us, and we've been streaming it on the Discord channel. Kat, who does a lot of the phenomenal artwork, she's actually been joining us and playing, and she's researching the hell out of it. So we just shut up and listen to her.
That's awesome. Oh god, we need that. See, what we were having trouble with is like we're still new, but also have like looked up a lot of stuff. So we were all like trying to lead the group at times, but also just being bad listeners. So it was very fun.
It's all of a sudden everyone's like, "Hey, are you there? Hello, are you there? Are you there?" And like go silent, and then finally they'll come back to like, "I was being hunted. I couldn't say anything."
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so that's totally fine. So yeah, that's also one of the games we'll be streaming. We also do like Overwatch on Wednesdays. Lane, our guitarist, is playing. It's not. Some game where a virus is spreading and it's super scary, and you're talking to people in a spooky town. Anyway, you can follow us on Twitch. We're Glass Beach Band for that, and you'll see when we're going live.
Awesome.
And I've been William playing Remy Ashwillow, Detective Ashwillow. In fact, our lovely goblin fighter. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at kwilliamwhite. I also run 2 other shows for QueueTimes. One is on hiatus currently. It's Hijinks and Handlebars. But we were Kids on Bikes. Then we switched to doing some Dungeon World. We'll get back to Kids on Brooms and then Kids on Bikes at some point in the future. But check all that stuff out. It's on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel, and we stream here on QueueTimes Twitch channel as well. And then the other show I do is called Killer Set, which is a Monster of the Week campaign where I take real life musicians and bands, and I have them play fake musicians and bands who have to solve mysteries and beat monsters up in order to play their sets, their gigs. It's very fun. Our first foray, what's the word there? Foyer?
I mean, foray. I think you haven't given us the sentence. So I'm not sure.
Foray. It was into this was with the band Pink Shift, and then the next one was with Bad Moves. Those are both really amazing bands, so check them out. And I did also, maybe nobody knows about this, but I just want to shout out that Meet Me at the Altar got signed by Fueled by Ramen.
I know all of those are words, but
Fueled.
They're exciting words.
Yeah, Fueled by Ramen is responsible for like Panic at the Disco, Paramore,
it's
Fall
Pete
Out
Wentz's
Boy,
record label,
like that kind
originally.
of stuff. And they just signed the indie darling Meet Me at the Altar, which is amazing, and they really super deserve it, and it's incredible. So go check them out too, because they just released a music video with them and everything, and you're gonna want to follow them because they're probably gonna get huge really soon. I think that's all I had to say. Oh, the entire last part of the show, I was trying to think of a way to say Monster Lamash too. I couldn't figure out how to do it, but I just wanted you to know that it's there.
Just think about it. You all are about to go to a dead man's party.
I know, right? Monster Lamash too.
It was the party. Who could ask for more? Anyways, I have a question before we all end. William, how does Remy feel about having someone to talk to now?
Oh, the dog. Wait, can nobody else hear that?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sick.
Okay.
You finally gave me everything I ever wanted, except for a shield that raises itself and floats beside me.
I mean, I would have given you
give
mine.
that to you when it is a level appropriate.
Hell yeah. There we go. Remy gets to talk to their witch dog.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll all see you later. Bye.
Bye.